Travel to and from nowhere is almost entirely by ship, with overland travel nearly impossible. The highways will not be introduced for another couple of decades, while other areas around the state are becoming boom sites for industries like mining and agriculture. Nowhere serves primarily on its fisheries. Even logging has not yet really come to this part of Alaska. Land here is simply too difficult to travel. Now, the whole idea behind this story is that Dirk Bentley, husband of Margaret Bentley, gone missing. It's not
No.
it's not unusual for him to work to go fishing overnight, but he typically returns in the morning. When he is still absent, when lunchtime comes around, Margaret goes to her friend Mary Smith to see if they can find him. Margaret calls on her brother Ellis Olson, and they meet Mary at the docks where her boat, the Mistress of the Sea, is moored. So the game will begin with you all standing on the dock, waiting to board her ship, or Mary's ship. What would you like to do?
Wait, am I Margaret or Mary?
You're Margaret.
Okay.
Mary, yeah, you're Margaret Bentley.
Yeah. All right. Any thoughts?
You can see the
So if we
James Harley on the deck of the boat.
All right. James.
all right. So if we met, did you say with is the Ellis? Can't remember who you said was Ellis's sister with the missing Ellis's husband.
Yes. Margaret's the wife, and Ellis is Margaret's sister or brother.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. That's us too.
James waves you guys over and yells, "Come on, we don't have all night."
All right. Ellis will follow him.
Yeah. We'll head aboard the Mistress of the Sea.
All right. As soon as you get on board, Mary appears, and she tells you that she knows where Dirk likes to go fishing, and that's where she's gonna start the search for him.
All right.
It takes her about an hour to reach the little cove that Dirk Bentley likes to go fishing in. You can easily see the white-hulled boat of Dirk Bentley's moored just off the coast of this little cove, looking like it's been there all night.
Oh dear.
How close are we to the boat? Sorry.
Yeah. Can we get alongside it?
Yeah, you can pull up alongside of it. So you're only about 3 feet away or so, about a yard away.
Ellis will. He's called Dirk, isn't he? Sorry.
Dick's missing.
Yeah.
Dick's the one who's missing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Ellis will shout across, Dirk.
No response comes. It's awfully quiet.
Does there appear to be any kind of extensive damage or anything to the boat?
Make a spot hidden roll.
Okay.
From your position, you don't see anything. It's just like some of the green algae on the outer part of the hull, but no physical damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do we have a plank or something we can put over to use to walk over?
Yeah, I don't think it'd be too difficult. Mary could provide something.
All right. Try that then.
All right.
Get something from our boat.
Yeah, you can board Dirk's boat, which he named after his wife, Margaret.
Oh, nice.
Being the name that the nickname of hers, as the name of the vessel. You can see that the boat does have a sail, but is currently furled up.
Yeah.
The wind doesn't blow into it. Quickly glancing around, you see the chain that's going down into the water. And there are pipes that extend above the ship where it's connected to a steam engine beneath the deck.
Okay.
Can we hear any sounds of an engine being active or any other sort of noise of activity?
No, you don't.
All right. Now that I'm on board the ship, can I spot any damage
Well, roll
or any sign of? All right. Ooh.
You can see some what look like burn marks on the deck. Some that appear
Burn mark.
through the wood.
Like the it's not me, sorry.
Well, I'd point them out to you if you're there.
Thanks. Okay. Is it like the wood is? Do you mean it's sort of burnt right through the wood?
Yeah, there are like little parts that you can tell that are just like a little bit damaged, and there are some holes about I don't know, size of a coin that have gone through the wood, and have eaten away at the wood.
This is most strange.
As you're walking around the deck, Mary follows you and begins looking around.
Does the ship have a kind of cabin? Can we go inside?
Yeah.
All right.
There's obviously like the where the pilot is and the wheel. Nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, there's some emergency gear there, like rudimentary life vests, some extra fishing equipment, and stairs that lead down below deck to where the boiler is.
Okay. Guess I'll head down.
Yeah, I guess I will too.
All right.
What was his state of mind before he left? Did he seem to be in good mental health? Or
Yeah, he seemed to be normal personality, acting as he always was. He fancied himself as more of a fisherman than he actually was. But it never deterred him that he wasn't able to bring in as much fish as some of the larger fisheries.
Right.
Right.
All right, so you go downstairs. The first thing you encounter is the boiler itself. It takes up most of the area. It's sort of cylindrical, black and rusting. One of the few vessels in Nowhere that actually has steam capability. It actually has a boiler.
Okay.
And as you walk around, you can see right at the end of the boiler 2 booted feet sticking out. Barely visible.
Oh shit. Ellis will immediately try and get over there and see if he can help, because he's a doctor and that's what he'd want to do.
All right. Alice, you look down at what remains of Dirk Bentley. His skin is, for lack of a better term, desiccated. His clothes are burned and scorched. His face is twisted into a scream. And I need you to make a sanity roll.
Both of us?
This is Ellis.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Ellis takes 1 point of sanity loss.
Okay. Do I need to mark that in some way?
Yep. On your character sheet, just click the edit button at the top right corner, and then you can edit your sanity to lower it by 1.
Oh, cool. Yeah, got you. Thank you.
Yep. And just make sure you turn the edit button back so that you can roll.
Nice one. Got you. Thanks. It'll say, so this is Margaret's husband, isn't it?
Correct.
So it'll say, Margaret, don't come over here, sort of thing. You shouldn't see this.
What? Oh. No.
I'm sorry.
Alice, can you make a medicine roll?
Yes.
You check over his body, with like a cursory, but nothing really stands out to you.
Mm-hmm. No obvious cause of death or anything as such.
Nope, nothing that you can tell. It just looks. There's no visible wounds on him, from what you can tell.
What could have happened to him?
I need both of you to make listen rolls.
Listen rolls. All right. Listen. Uh-oh.
All right, Margaret, since you're standing a little bit away from where Ellis is, you don't hear her approach, but Mary suddenly puts her hand right on your shoulder and startles you.
Huh.
You can make a psychology roll.
Psychology roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a long shot.
You can tell that she's wavering on her feet a little bit, sort of rocking back and forth. maybe appearing a little drunk, but she seems to be, like, whenever she speaks, her words aren't slurred or anything. She asks you, what happened? Did you find Dirk?
I'm afraid so.
Well, where is he? What happened to him? And she starts to move towards Ellis.
I can't figure out what happened to him.
Mary lets out a shock of surprise when she sees Dirk's desiccated corpse. She said, "This isn't right. Something happened to him. Something happened. Something must have happened." She just keeps rambling on and on and on.
Can Ellis search the body?
Yeah, you can. I'll say just make a spot hidden roll to see if you see anything. No, his body looks, as far as you can tell, unmarked. Mary turns and looks at the boiler. Says, "I'm surprised you didn't try to come home. The boiler's full of coal." And you can easily both see that the boiler is, like, it's ready to go. It's ready to move.
Perhaps he was killed before, or he died before he could come home.
We need to call the Coast Guard. We need to let them know. Come back, tow it to shore. We can't do anything for him. And Alice, I'm going to let you make a psychology roll.
Okay.
Hey, good job. You can tell that she is strangely distant. And
Strangely distant, did you say? Sorry.
distant, yes. And her behavior seems really out of place considering she's standing right next to a dead body. Almost as if she's just saying random sentences that she might have said, but she doesn't really put any emotion behind her words. It's very monotone, everything she's saying. She tells you that they just need to leave, head back to town. The sun is already going down. They don't want to be out after nightfall. And she starts heading back upstairs.
Maybe we should.
Yes, perhaps. Certainly don't want to be out here.
No.
All right, so you go back up to the deck and board the Mistress of the Sea, which, as soon as you're on board, slowly starts to pull away from the Margaret. After about half an hour, you can both roll intelligence checks. Or navigate, it's either one.
What was it? Navigation?
Navigate or intelligence. You can pick which one.
Ellis will be trying to keep his eye on Mary for any weird behaviour or sudden strange medical episodes or anything like that. Or just trying to keep an eye on her state of mind.
All right. Well, Ellis, you don't notice anything really out of the ordinary. She just seems to be standing at the wheel, focused on where she's going. Margaret, you realize that she's not heading back in the direction of nowhere. She's heading south when she should be heading north.
Mary, what are you doing? Where are we heading?
Back to town, she says.
No. We need to head north for that.
She looks at you. Are you feeling thirsty? Because I'm feeling thirsty.
No. What's going on?
Surrounded by all this water. I can't wait to get home and get something to drink.
Mary? You're heading the wrong way.
You're being silly. I'm not heading the wrong way. I know exactly where I'm going.
Ellis will put a hand on her shoulder and be like, "You're probably just in shock. Maybe Margaret should lead the way."
No, don't you see out in the distance? Land. We're almost home. And if you look, you do indeed see a rocky coastline just sort of appearing out of the fog of night. It is not a coastline you recognize.
I don't think that's home, Mary.
You're just being silly. And you can both make listen rolls.
Listen.
As the boat starts to pull closer to this rocky landmass. And Margaret says, "Look, the dock is right over there." But there's no dock. There's just a flat rock just sticking out into the water. That's where Mary's heading.
Yep.
Does it look like we're going to sort of crash forcibly into something, or is it just that we're going somewhere we don't know?
You can feel the Mistress of the Sea starting to slow. So the chances of you crashing are going to be slim.
Mm-hmm.
She keeps saying that she's thirsty. Oh, so thirsty.
Do we have any water?
No, actually, there's bottles of water or anything that's pitchers or anything like that hold water. But Alice, if you want to make any kind of a first aid
Mary,
check, you can.
there might be some. I'm gonna say to Mary, there might be some water below. Why don't you go check? I'll take over for a while.
Well, that's okay. I'll just get some water when I get home. And
should we
pull the boat right next to the jutting stone? Ellis, you notice that her grip on the wheel seems to be weakening, like she's growing tired, and her legs are shaking a little bit.
Right. Why don't you just hand it to me?
No, don't you see we're
Okay.
here? And she yells for her first mate to tie off and put a wooden board down so that they can disembark. And you can see a rock jutting out of the flat stone a little bit where a rope from the Mistress of the Sea can be tied. And it doesn't take long for the boat to actually be secured to the rock.
Don't. All right.
Come on. Let's go home. I'm thirsty.
Mary, does it look like?
It's just rocky, barren, depressing would be a good word for it.
Okay. Perhaps we should follow her for now and until she settles down. I think at this stage he's just concerned for like a mental/medical well-being, so he's just gonna kind of follow her for that reason.
All right. So she starts to walk down towards the flat rock, and you can see like a rocky path leading away from it, going between these sort of monolithic stone walls.
Where are we?
You guys look around as you're walking, and you see these strange green and yellow plants everywhere. And you can both make nature checks if you would like to.
Nature checks.
Natural world.
Natural world, sorry. Ooh.
You don't know what these kind of plants are. But there's a lot of them. And they seem to be mostly strewn on the tops of surfaces, not so much on the walls. But you guys walk for a while. And as you watch, Mary's steps become slowed. Her movements are more sluggish. And after a little bit longer, she drops to one knee, as though she's having trouble walking.
Ellis will kind of rush forward and sort of try to support her and say, maybe we should find somewhere to just sit for a while.
Alice, you can make another medicine check. Yeah, you're not seeing anything out of the ordinary, aside from the fact that she's clearly ill. She's able to move the way she had been. And she just sort of weakly says, "There's a place we can sit not far. Not far from." And she just sort of points farther down the path towards where there seems to be an opening in the rock.
All right.
It probably would be warmer and sheltered in there. Just let her get her strength back a bit.
Yes, you're probably right.
All right. You get up and help Mary stand and continue moving towards what looks like a little clearing in all the rock. There is a slight overhang of stone that you can get shelter under, but there's nothing to stop the gentle wind that is whistling around you.
Whew. All right.
I need you all to both make spot hidden rolls when you enter this clearing. All right. Margaret, since you're not helping Ellis carry Mary, you have a better chance of looking around, and you see carved right into the wall what almost looks like a doorway. Carved with a keyhole in its center. You have no idea who could have carved a door here.
All right. Is that a door? This
be
was
a
very
door.
strange. I don't think we should be here.
Ellis, when Margaret points it out, you look at it and you can clearly see this strange, what looks like a door carved into the rock. And you realize that if you had a way in, you'd be able to get shelter at least. And
It is a door.
as you're looking, Mary pulls what looks like a twisted, rusted key out of her pocket. Does this work? We have to get inside. She says weak. She speaks to you weakly. She can barely lift her arm.
Alice will take the key from her and open the door.
All right. Yeah, as soon as you put the key in, there's a little bit of a rumble where you feel where the key is, and then the rock just sort of slides up out of the way. The rock door.
Have you ever seen a thing like this?
It's completely dark inside.
No. How? No.
You walk in to this cave slowly. You can't really see well in there. But as soon as you enter, the door closes behind you, and torches start lighting up all around, revealing that this room is almost an entire circle. And in the center of this room, is what looks like a pit filled with green liquid.
What is this place? And Ellis will walk over to the green liquid.
All right. Ellis, as you approach, you can see that the green liquid is moving.
Moving like the flow of a tide, or moving differently to that?
It's sort of moving.
Like naturally, I mean, I guess.
No, not naturally. It's sort of doing these little, almost what look like waves, but it's not splashing when it hits the edge of the edge of the pool. More like it's going up the sides a little bit and then retreating, as almost if its movements are somewhat intelligent. And as you're looking at this one, you realize that there are two more slightly smaller pits with green liquid in them. Alice, you can make a spot hidden roll. Looking down into the pool, you at first see what are these indistinguishable shapes, darkness inside, which slowly coalesce into what looks like a human skeleton under the surface. And this green liquid, which almost appears thick, is just swirling through all of the eye sockets and the ribs.
How deep is the liquid?
Maybe just like not. It's pretty shallow. You could stand in it and not even be waist deep.
Oh, okay.
But as you're standing there, you see some of the green liquid come out of the pool and form into what almost looks like a hand. Complete with
Back away hurriedly.
the green liquid starts to slowly pool out of the pit it's in until it's this large mass, you'd almost say. Looks sort of like a human brain with a couple tentacles coming out of its side, and it's standing on four humanoid legs.
Alice will kind of back away. What is it?
I don't care. We should go.
You turn, but there is nowhere to go to. That door had closed.
I'll go up to the wall and try and find like a crack or some way to get it open
Make
to where the door was.
You can make an intelligence roll or a spot hidden roll. I'll leave it up to you. All right. You trace your hands along the rock, and you can kind of feel the edges where the door was. But there's obviously no opening. Just sort of a little bit of a bump and crack where the stone door had been.
Sorry?
I said that you can sort of feel where the door had been. You can feel the cracks, but the door is closed.
So it doesn't seem like there's any way I can get it open.
No, doesn't appear to be any way. And as you're
We're stuck in here.
moving closer to Ellis,
Ellis, what's happening?
Alice will back away a lot more kind of quickly now. I guess we'll say something like, it could just be some octopus creature of the deep. I've heard that they have incredible powers of imitation, but he probably doesn't really believe it. He's trying to kind of reassure himself of the science he tends to believe in.
all right.
He's trying to like back away as far as he can.
Slowly, as you're backing away, one of the tentacles sort of lashes out at you. And you can try to dodge it.
Okay.
All right. It wraps. You can feel it wrap around you. It doesn't burn, and it feels very slimy as this strange appendage is slowly constricting your body.
He'll try and like lash out at it in any way he can, kicking it, punching it.
You can make a strength roll to try to force it away from you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're able to, use your muscles and just sort of push the tentacles up and over your head. You need to make a con roll. All right, you start backing up. And creatures keep slowly approaching you. And as you see the other pools start to do similar things where a creature is climbing out of them.
Do we have, don't know, it's in possessions. Do we have anything we can use to kind of try and defend ourselves? In my possessions, I have merely a hip flask.
I make a spot hidden roll. See if there's anything around.
Okay, cool.
You don't see anything when you glance around. You can make a luck roll to see if you have anything on you that might be an improvised weapon.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't find anything. You're patting your body, but you said all you have is your hip flask. Nothing else on you.
I guess in desperation, then I'll just be like, "Get back! Leave us alone."
I thought Ellis had a weapon.
It's possible I've missed wherever it is on the sheet. Isn't it?
Under combat, there's a couple of tabs there. Skills and combat. Oh, I've got a pistol. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't think Ellis has got anything.
I'll try and shoot it.
All right. Make an attack roll with your pistol. Nope. You're in such desperation, you try to shoot, but the bullet goes a little on the wide side.
Is there any other way out of the cave that you can see?
I'll make a spot hidden roll. You can see at the far side of the cave an opening that seems to descend deeper into this mountainous area that you're in. But it's far, and you would have to run around the creatures to get to it.
Okay, well, I'm willing to try that.
All right. You can start to move. I think you can roll. What does it move on your character sheet?
I don't see anything move. I see a dodge. But not a move.
Not a move. Then roll your dex. Yeah, well, Margaret, you are easily able to run around the side of the room. It's going to take you a couple of turns to get there, but you're able to move. Ellis, when you start to try to move, the creature lunges at you and tries to bite down on you, consume you.
Alice will try to fight it off as well as he can. I'm trying to push it away and punch it away. And
all right. Well, you can make an attack roll.
Okay.
I'm really sorry, but I'm starting to fall asleep quite late here.
That's all right.
I'm just drifting in and out. I'm really sorry.
That's okay. I know.
Yeah, I think.
Computer problems delayed everything.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna have to call it a night.
No, that's all right.
All right.
All right. If there's a way to continue on without me, feel free. Otherwise, if I get another chance to play it again, I'm happy to join.
Okay.
Good night.
Well, good night.
Whatever time it is there.
All right. Well, good night.
Thanks.
Well, Ellis, you can still try to fight back.
Okay. Yeah. I can't find where an attack roll would be.
It should be under the attack or the combat section of your character sheet.
Combat section. I don't seem to have. Is it because I don't have a weapon? I don't seem to have attack as an option. I can dodge.
Then you can roll just the skill brawl.
Okay, cool.
All right, you take your hand and you punch at it. It doesn't seem to do anything to the creature. There's a little ripple in its what you would almost suppose is its skin, but there's nothing else.
Okay. Does it give Alice an opening to try and break away and get to the exit bit?
It's going to try to bite you first. Let's see. And it does not do it. It does not manage to bite down on you.
Okay.
So you're able to move away. You could roll dexterity to just try to dash around it. Oh yeah, you quickly move away from it. Catch up to Margaret and pull her along towards the opening in the back of the cave.
Okay.
I need you to make an intelligence roll.
Intelligence.
All right. You realize that you left Mary behind near the entrance to this cave, and when you look back, you can faintly see that she's not moving, and her skin is almost desiccated, like Dirk's skin had been. Dried out to a husk.
I guess he's kind of struck silent by the sight of it.
Yeah. So you move into this tunnel, which descends for about, 50 meters or so, before reaching another little opening with a partial cliff drop-off. You can make a listen roll when you get to her.
Okay.
You're so panicked that you don't really hear anything until the last moment where hot air is coming out of from over the cliff.
Okay.
As you're standing there, another very large humanoid creature with tentacles coming off of its face climbs out of the hole. And this is where I'm going to end the scenario.
Wow. Cool.
With the appearance of a star spawn.